Here we are. Today we are flying the F-2 Sabre, and I just hit quite a milestone. As you probably saw by the thumbnail, I hit 3000 kills in this thing, which is 10% of my total kills and about 11% of my total games. So you could say that I'm pretty familiar in this plane. And nothing about the plane has been changed. Nothing has been changed for a while. The guns did get changed a little bit, and I do have to say it feels a lot better now. This was quite an unusual game because I got 5 assists, which is not something that happens every game, and that's mainly the reason why I'm using this as background footage. It's more of a meme. I'm sorry if I cut the video up here and there. My video is very janky at the moment. The recordings are kind of bugging out. I'm trying to fix it for future videos, but if there's random cuts in the gameplay, you know why that is. So, changes in the matchmaker. Right now there's not much mix going on, and that's in my opinion a very good thing. I've flown this thing 40 games in a row just to get the 3000 kills down, and I have to say I did warm up the jets again, and that's mostly because right now you're not fighting your own plane, you're not fighting 9.7s every game because it's a lock. The lock disappeared, mixed battles got scrapped, which is a great thing. I'd rather fight a superior plane to mine, like the F5 Shenyang, maybe the SEAL-13, well no, the SEAL-13B can rot in hell. I don't want to fight that thing, because there's nothing I do better than it. But again, it's 9.7, and it might get up-tiered here and there, so I don't face those planes every game anymore, so I'm not facing FGA-9s, Lightnings, SEAL-13Bs, F5s, I'm not facing those planes every game anymore, and not half my plane will be in those planes either. Right now there's a dynamic going on. One team has strengths of maybe going fast, maybe turning, and the other team is good at the opposite, which is a good thing. There's a fighting dynamic now, instead of the two same planes that keep jousting, which results into going head-on every 10 seconds, which is not something I enjoy doing. So all in all, I'm very happy with the changes, so I might actually go back to making jet videos. I will probably not cover 10.3 anytime soon, not when it's like this. It's so void of skill, it's unreal. The missiles aim for you, acceleration of those afterburners makes it so you don't have to do any type of energy management. It's 100% positioning and where you want to be at that given time. And other than that, you basically have to do nothing, which is not something I enjoy. I'd rather use my guns, maybe an AIM-9B if someone is not paying attention or something like that. Maybe outplay them by stalling them out, and if they're too far away and trying to dive away, you shove an AIM-9B up their ass, which is in my opinion fine, and that's something I like using them for. What I don't like is shooting a missile from 2 kilometers away as he's going 1000 and then him blowing up because he can't dodge it, because he's flying something like what? The J-32? Not something I enjoy per se. But all in all, the new matchmaking, it's a good thing, it's a great thing, it's a breath of fresh air. And I'm trying to fly the MiG-15s as well. I'm trying to learn them because I'm so bad with them. I want to fly them, I want to like showcase it on my channel. What I might do is ask someone like Dreamtree, Turbonut, one of those guys to fly it for me, and I will cover their footage. Because that way it's actually being flown well, and I can actually show you how to fly that thing. Because I know how to do it, I just can't put it into practice. And that's also mainly due to the guns, because they're not very easy to use, and I just have a very hard time with them. This plane in a nutshell, and it hasn't been chased in years. Great roll, great turn, great retention, bad low speed acceleration, bad sustained turn. It has a very good turn at high speed, it's very nimble at high speed. The slower you go, the worse your plane will be, and also the worse your engine will be. So you just in general you want to stay above at least 850, especially with all these new planes running around like Shenyangs, Minfuel 15, Minfuel 17s, the Swift F7, all those things can really run you down, and you do want to be careful of that. Of course the MiG-15 bis will not run you down, but it will accelerate so fast that it will always be on your ass. And what I was showcasing in the intro, where I reversed the MiG-15 bis, I was running Minfuel as well as he was. If you're running 20 minutes, which I recommend you to do, I was just running the Minfuel load here to get my kills as fast as I could, because I needed to get like 130 kills I think, and I just wanted to get those over with, get to 3000, get a screenshot. And that's basically the end of it. In the end of the video here, I will also show you my 3000 kill, because well, that's just a little bit of a trade, well not a trademark, what do you call that thing? It's really, well you know what I mean, not really a milestone, but like that's the 3000 kill, and it's something I just want to archive on my channel here, so I'm just going to put that on the end. It's a little dogfighter versus an F-86K, and I recommend you just skip to that, because right now I'm just flying towards this TU-14T. I'm going to engage him, I'm going to get a crit on him. It's going to get, well not really stolen, but I'm going to get another assist. But this new matchmaking is great. I'm not too sure how I feel about it in props, because in props it's kind of like, you know, I'm not really a fan of Axis flying with Russians against the US and Japan. I'm not really too sure about how I feel about that, but in jets is definitely a good thing. And yes, Retro Petro, I did actually make a video about it. Didn't mean to do it, but halfway into this video I decided to cover it anyway. So you win, you're right, I'm sorry, won't happen again. All in all, I'm very happy with the changes, and I hope that I can keep enjoying this so I don't have to fight those fucking 9.7s every game anymore. But we'll have to see if this stays, because knowing Gaijin, this might be changed again in a few weeks. And I hope that's not the case, but at least the 9.7 lockout gone is a good thing. Right now the 9.7s are getting sucked up into the matchmaker with the top tier jets sometimes, which is a good thing, because that means like being less spammed out. If a top tier is being spammed out, what that does is everyone flies 9.7, you get these teams of FGA-9s, F5s, CL-13Bs and Lightnings versus some planes like the MiG-15 BIS, the A5 Sabre, CL Mark IV, planes that just shouldn't face them. And right now, because the matchmaker is kind of decompressed, not really, like there's nothing has changed, but because 9.7 isn't top tier anymore, they're not being spammed out as much, and 9.0 finally, after a year of time, has some breathing room, which was long overdue. And that's game number 1. If you want me to cover this thing in the future, like an actual gameplay video where I show you how to fly it, blah blah blah, let me know in the comments, because this thing is pretty straightforward. And now we go into kill number 3000, and it's gonna be that F-86K. I'm sorry for the replay. I will go to the normal gameplay very soon here, but again, the gameplay was very laggy. But I wanted to show the whole thing, how I got in the situation, and I didn't want you to show. Didn't want to show you halfway into the reversal, because that doesn't teach you anything. Setting up is half the work, and the F-86K turns quite a bit worse than me, but it also keeps his energy better. So what I'm doing right here is not pulling fully, as if I pull fully and he sees that I'm outturning him completely, he might disengage. So I'm going to engage in these scissors, so he doesn't really notice how much I'm outturning him. I'm going straight here and there to also not pass out, but also to not like make it look like I'm winning very hard. And now he starts to air brake, and at this point it's game over. I just pitch up, I air brake a very small amount here. I'm gonna try to get a snapshot. I didn't want to over air brake in case he runs away. So if I don't get the shot here, so be it, otherwise he dies next shot. There you go, no shot here, but he has so little energy at this point, he's not going anywhere. He's gonna pitch up, he shoots, I don't know why, maybe panic clicks, and he's dead. And I remembered I still had this gameplay in the bank, 7 kills and an assist, and I might as well put this on the end, so I actually do some covering on the gameplay itself as well. I'm flying with Whoop-de-Doo over there. This is quite an old video, it's actually pretty long ago. He was streaming, I joined him, and well, I racked up some kills, so I decided to show you this anyway. It's not the best gameplay, but it does show the vehicle quite well, and the things it's good at. You just want to be going in and out. I already showed you some dogfights, I already showed you some reversals, so now I just want to show you something that's more of the average game. Of course an average game, but with more kills, so don't think I get 8 kills per game in this thing, because I actually never got an over 7, even though I have 3000 kills in this thing right now. I did get 7 about 7 or 8 times, I'm not too sure anymore, but you know, over 3000 kills, is that really a lot? I don't think so. Like 7 games out of 1500. No, it doesn't sound as impressive anymore now, does it? But I'm diving back in. I'm in the clouds. I know that the Seahawk is somewhere here. I just want to deal with him. He's too far away. I'm just going to switch to the B-57 here, because I know he has... Well, I don't know at the moment. Now I do. I was quite sure that he had some guns on him. So I just wanted to get a quick shot on him. If I didn't kill him in that pass, I would just break off and fly away from him and go for someone else. But he died instantly, and that's someone out of the game that could potentially kill my team. All my team is gonna dogpile him and then die to their team, because well, they're not paying attention and they're too busy killing a bomber, and that's something I don't want to happen. So that's one guy down, potentially something that could make the long-term game very annoying. And he was just the quickest kill right there, and the Seahawk was pretty far away, and I wasn't going to catch him anytime soon. I could catch him, of course, but it takes too long, and I didn't have the patience for that. F-86K over, or F-86F over here is going straight. Flies right into my guns, he's crit, aileron crit, not sure if it's off or not, didn't bother looking at him, I'm too busy going straight right here to kill this 163. 163s are planes that are very annoying, you can very easily outrun them, but if they're paying attention to you, they're very annoying to kill. Luckily, he's in the clouds, he's very busy shooting my teammate, and I get a very easy pick off on him. I'm turning around and re-engaging again. Say that the F2 is crit, just some feedback. I don't mind if someone steals it, I'm just letting people know. Telling the guy that's on Whoopty here that he's crit, so he probably shouldn't be too worried about him. Kitty Fiddler over there, nice name. Shoots him off, so he should be safe for now. But very big but actually. He got hosed by the dead F2, because we all know that the dead F2 is actually not dead yet. He ripped his flap trying to keep it up, didn't manage to do so. Seahawk is for some reason trying to catch the hunter, well that's not happening. And the Seahawk didn't pay attention and also got killed. And I'm just going to be extending. I want to be there as quickly as I can. I'm not sure if the C2B still has rocket fuel. So the C2B might be able to kill the G91 very easily. I see now that he's basically crippled. So I'm going to leave him and I'm going to break off. I don't need to kill him. It's one, a waste of ammo, and two, it's a dick move. I also don't like it when people do it to me, so I try to keep it at a minimum when I do it to other people. Of course, at this point, if I knew I was gonna get 8, then I might have done it, but that's of course hard to tell. It depends on the situation, my teammates, and it depends on a lot of things, but in general, I try to not do that. I'm gonna be turning back in here. MiG-15 coming in from the right. And I want to make sure that I don't get sandwiched. I want to keep an eye on him. I'm trying to lock him so I can press C. My key is C, Alt is my free look. And then when I press C, it will instantly trigger him. And I can look behind me without actually having to find him, which is a very neat thing. Of course, whenever he gets unspotted, that unfortunately goes away. Head on the MiG-17, shoot a little bit too high. Get on with the MiG-15 here, shoot a bit too low. Overcompensation is of course a thing. And I'm going 1000 and these guys are starting to dogfight, so all things considered, I'm quite confident that I can start cleaning up now. I'm going to be dumping a little bit of speed. I'm not going for that MiG-15 because if I do, I give my 6 to the MiG-15 over here if he keeps turning, and that's just something I don't want to happen. This MiG-15 is lining up a shot to my teammate. Luckily I was right there, and luckily he was so busy lining up a shot that he didn't pay attention to me anymore. MiG-15 and the 17 have been turning here for a little bit, sort of relatively slow, and it's very easy for me to just come in, use these guns, very high velocity, just click them out of the air. I never shoot just a very small burst. I try to shoot just enough to kill people, because I can be like a show off and shoot like 10 rounds per shot, but in my opinion that's just ineffective. If you don't get the kill, and a lot of times you will just get a crit or maybe just a hit, it's just a waste. It's a waste of an angle. Just shoot just a little bit more. I mostly shoot 20 to 30 rounds total, so 15 rounds a set max, unless I'm spraying at the last guy of course. And then you're pretty certain that the guy's gonna get crit, of course, if you hit the whole burst. And at this point I'm getting very hungry for that 7. I need to know where he is. I want to kill him, and luckily we did. A G91 R1, it's kinda annoying to kill because, well, up until 750, 800, he does everything better than you, and he is almost just as fast. So he's very annoying to fight if they're running min fuel. If you're both running 20, the G91 gets absolutely clapped. If you're both running min, then he gets clapped as well. The problem is that most G91s run min fuel, which is, well, I do it as well. It's a G91R. You have about 9 to 10 minutes of flight time, which is more than enough in most cases. And you just get a lot of performance out of it. And if you fly the G91R with 20 minutes, it just isn't as good. Trying to get the shot there, just shoot a little bit too high again. Or too low. A bit of boat actually, and a bit to the left, which is a bad shot in general. And I don't have the most amount of ammo anymore, but I still have 50-50. And when you keep that in mind, it's not a lot of trigger time, it's less than a second. But if I hit that burst, I have about 2 or 3 shots that might potentially kill him. But we'll have to see if I hit all of them. So I'm just chasing him for now. He can go about 1080, 1085. Takes him a while to get there, and I do out accelerate him at these speeds. But of course he's a G91 and he's very nimble. If he's running boosters at high speed, I don't really want to dogfight him. But if I'm starting on a 6, if he tries to reverse me, he just flies straight, luckily for me. If he tries to reverse me, I can just go up because my retention is so much better than him, and he will just stall out below me. And there we go. 7 kills, just to end up this video. And that's basically the gameplay I have for you today. If you want to see another F2 video, I probably have enough gameplay somewhere. I mean, I have 1500 games in the damn thing, so I should be able to pull some gameplay up on it if you want. But I think I'm gonna try learning the MiG-15 and the MiG-17 first, and if I won't be able to, I will just use someone else's gameplay. Q&A coming up very soon. If you still have some questions, make sure to let me know. And otherwise, have a nice day and see you all later.